Hi, everybody. I'm Maxine. I am happy alcohol-free.
I am Isabelle, and I'm happy as fuck.
And we are here today to talk about, this is going to be a fun one because we're coming into wedding season.
Wedding season.
So we want to talk about weddings, hilarity,
Honeymoons.
disasters, all of the stuff that goes along with weddings and their relationship to alcohol. But first off, I mean, this is a perfect choice for an episode about wedding season. This is Society de la Rassi. This is a fantastic.
I've not had it, so I can't wait to open
Yes.
this thing.
So Wesley, who is the founder of this brand, I met a couple of weeks ago in New York. She is fantastic. The way they're doing this brand, it's the branding of the brand.
And it's a rosé, by the way.
This is a
Sparkling.
rosé. It's really chic. It's really elegant. Look, fine bubbles. And we're drinking these in your gorgeous glasses. So
Yeah.
Isabelle brought these.
Pink.
Pink.
I say Rydell's, but you say it's supposed to be Riddle.
Riedel, I think.
Riedel.
I don't know if there's any
You
listeners
know,
out there.
the Americans say Rydell, but I'm sure it's
Riedel,
incorrect.
Riedel. It's German, so whoever's a German expert will tell us.
They'll be able to tell us.
But their glasses are amazing, and
Yes.
they are perfectly designed for different things.
And this is a champagne
This
glass.
is a champagne glass,
stemless.
but I love a stemless glass.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, I'm
Cheers.
excited about it. Hold on.
It's very
It's
good.
good. It's good.
It's very clean,
It's very clean. It's very light.
very fine bubbles,
Yeah.
very light.
Yeah.
Very different to Petite Victoire and
Yes,
very
yes,
different
yes, yes.
to
Not as yeasty. It's more like
No.
if you like the big yeast.
this
is
is not
not
it.
it.
No.
Right.
It's very elegant, but I really like this. Bubbles are super fine.
The bubbles are very fine.
Mm-hmm. Enjoying that a lot. So Society de la Rassi.
Yeah, and there's very little
cheers,
sugar.
Wesley. Very little sugar in this.
For those that are like
Yeah.
concerned about the sugar, it's like 1 gram of sugar
Wow.
per glass. Like the whole bottle is like a sixth of a Coca-Cola bottle. I mean, it's 3 sips
Wow.
of Coke. The whole bottle of this.
Oh.
So it's really little sugar. So
Yeah, but look at the label is so beautiful. It's really nice.
and it's from Provence, by the way. And I like that they made the label screams Provence.
Yes.
And it is
yes.
a Provençal grape. That's what it says in the back, and I believe it because it's got that taste.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
really going for that rosé, that French, Safa French rosé.
Yeah. And I feel like
Yeah.
they've really nailed it. They've really nailed it. I enjoy that a lot. So
Mm.
cheers. All right. Wedding season is upon us. Gosh, I mean, throughout our friendship, I don't think we've ever talked about our respective weddings.
No, to be honest with you, mine was not super eventful like the honeymoon.
Okay,
No, but it
well.
was. No. And I'm not saying, but
Then
yeah,
wait for mine.
by the way, I got married twice to Brooks without a divorce.
Okay.
We got married in Brooklyn so that I would then apply for my papers. And in Brooklyn was only my sister and his brother, but we went to a Protestant church. Brooks
Okay.
is Episcopalian.
It's-
And it was, we
Hold
were
on
both.
a second. It's not Episcopalian.
But you know, like my dad used to say, they're like,
Episcopalian.
what?
It's Episcopalian.
Those. So my dad used to say, my dad was like,
Episcopalian.
well, they're like Catholics who got it right. They know the virgin ain't virgin.
Oh gosh, here's me. I don't even know the difference. What?
Yeah, so
Episcopalians?
this is Protestant as for my dad. Okay, my
Okay.
dad used to say, well, first of all, this guy wanted to get a divorce, Henry somebody.
Yes,
So
yes, no, I know about King
So
Henry.
he's
That's
like,
the Protestants,
they
yes.
got it straight. He's like, you can get a divorce, priests can get married. They know the virgin wasn't a virgin, which my dad was like, what kind of an imbecile thinks she's a virgin? And so he thought that they got it straight. And they're like a liberal version. Anyways, Episcopalian are of Catholics.
Episcopalian. Yes.
Them too.
They're just,
so
it's a branch of Protestantism. Am I
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. They're
Okay.
like very close to Catholic.
So in Ireland, they're called Church of England
oh, there you go.
because
So
it was King Henry
right, I think
who
so.
had killed all of his fucking wives.
Right.
And that guy.
And
Yes.
and it's really like
So I
there's
don't know
very
what that makes him a better head
I
of
don't
the
know.
church, but
It's very close to Catholicism, so they have all the same like gesturing and
Yes.
sings and stuff like that. So we went, and it's funny. So we got married in Brooklyn, so that I could do my papers, and then 9 months later we got married in Canada, in Quebec, at the big party, right?
Okay.
So, but the one in Brooklyn, because we did it in a church, we needed to have 2 witnesses. So my sister and his brother came, and we got married the day after Brooks's birthday. So I was gonna say my wedding was not eventful booze-wise, but the first one was. Him and I were so hungover because the night before was his
In
birthday.
the Brooklyn wedding.
Yeah.
Got it.
So hungover that when it was time to say my vows, not only was like I was so emotional and hungover that I was ugly crying. I couldn't say that.
Oh my gosh, and everyone thought it was the love, but it was the hangover.
It was all of it. It was the love and the hangover. And I remember I looked at the priest and I was like, can I just say yes? And he was like, no, Isabelle, he made me say the whole thing. So they had bets on me that I was going to cry at the Montreal wedding, but I'd gotten all out. So it was fine.
Oh. So was the Montreal wedding also in a religious establishment?
Yeah, but because culturally.
So what is your family's? I can't believe I don't know this much
My
either.
dad is an atheist.
But
it's culturally,
okay,
it's like...
listen. First of all, we need a total sidebar off camera someday.
Yeah, go for it.
Where we're going to teach you how to say all the religions because they're all wrong. Right?
Okay, got
Everything
it.
is wrong. They're not Episcopalians. They are not Catholicists. They are not atheists. Like these are all the wrong pronunciations of those words. So we're gonna do a special. We're gonna do a special in teaching.
I can't wait.
Your dad is an atheist.
Yeah.
But so what?
But
Before he was an atheist, what was your family's? Catholics.
Yes.
Okay.
So culturally, we're like the Irish. So that's why we got married in the church.
Yeah.
But so there was no big booze incident. You tell me yours, but my honeymoon was loads of funny booze story on the honeymoon. But I will say that before our real wedding, like the Montreal one, where, sorry, I have allergies, where there was like a lot of people, well, a lot, 90, it was like
yeah. But it was the party versus the...
Yeah. I was at
civil.
my parents' condo in Montreal, and it was 3:00, and we're getting married like at 4:30, and I was already all dressed up. I have short hair, so it wasn't that hard. And I was like, well, Mom, you got some rosé laying out around somewhere? And she's like, yeah, go to the... So I was drinking rosé and my full-on, like I was drinking before I got married. Now I wasn't drunk because it takes me more than a couple of glasses to get... But, but thankfully... I love dancing, so the wedding itself was a lot of music and dancing. And when I'm busy dancing, then I don't drink as much. So I didn't, there was no bad drinking incident. But a honeymoon is where it'll get funny. But you tell me, what was yours?
Wow. Okay. So first of all, same thing. We had 2 weddings. We were supposed to have 3 weddings.
I didn't know that. Okay.
We were supposed to have 3 weddings, but I got pregnant. So it was like, that ship has sailed. But our first wedding was in Ireland.
Right.
And someday I'm actually going to write a play about, or a TV show about my wedding because like it had all kinds of, it had everything. It had everything.
Meaning what?
Meaning it had hilarity. It had newsworthy stuff. The Irish Times came to cover our wedding because
oh my God.
I got married in the ruins of a church. So my family's Catholic. Andrew's family is Jewish. We couldn't get married in the Catholic Church,
right?
Because you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
We ended up getting an excommunicated priest that we had to fly from England because there is one in Ireland,
right?
Believe it or not, there is one, but he's so fucking busy marrying people outside the Catholic Church that you have to book him like 5 years in advance.
What did he do? So our priest, so Quebec is so Catholic, non-Catholic that our priest, even though Brooks and I, he's Protestant and stuff, he's like, like fuck it, right? Basically,
no.
Let me ask you, what had he done to get excommunicated? I'm like, shit.
No, I'm sorry. You get excommunicated if you want to not be celibate. So he basically didn't want to be
Oh,
Protestant.
Got it. He didn't want to be Protestant, but he
But he
wanted
didn't
to do
want
it
to
my
be, but he
dad's
wanted
way.
to like get married. So he had like 6 kids.
Got it.
And also, I mean, again, he could write just a solo play
That's
about that
funny.
guy. We have a very, very famous TV show in Ireland called Father Ted, which is a total mockery of the Irish Catholic Church.
Got
right?
it.
Just and in a hilarious way. It's
Right.
it's a situation comedy about these priests that live on a very remote island, and it is side-splittingly funny. It is iconic in Ireland.
Right.
Father Ted. So if you are Irish listening to this, you'll know what I'm talking about, Father Ted. Anyway, the priest was called Father Ted. So
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
the beginning of the comedy
Everything
that was
else.
going to be our
Right,
wedding.
right,
Everyone
right.
was like, shut the fuck up. He's called Father Ted. I'm like, yes, he's called Father Ted.
That's
anyway,
funny.
we flew in Father Ted because the other guy that was in Ireland was
So
he was
busy.
so booked out. He was like, I can't marry you for years.
Oh my God.
I'm like, is that supply and demand? Is anybody paying attention to
please,
this?
I was just going to say, Catholic, wake the fuck up.
No.
Come
Or by
on.
the way, a couple more of you excommunicate
Please,
yourselves and help
somebody.
this guy out.
I might frock just to be able to marry people. I did it in reverse. I get married, then I joined the ranks, right?
Wow, so funny. Yeah, so Father Ted came in from England for the wedding, and we did a hybrid wedding.
Which is
Some Jewish
got it.
traditions
You mixed it
and
up.
some Irish Catholic traditions.
Right.
I mean, Andrew and I were probably a little more religious I mean, not religious, but
I understand what you mean.
You know, now we're like full on signed up.
Right.
You know, atheists.
You have to admit, mine is sexy.
It sounds way better. Atheist.
Right?
I am an atheist. Because then people be like, "What the fuck did she say?" I'm like, "I'm an atheist." In fact, I'm never ever saying it the old way again.
You're not gonna be
No,
able to.
I'm only ever going to be like, "Oh, what religion are you?" I'm an atheist. Okay.
I want to join it too.
So
man.
we go. Yes, we're starting our own church.
We are, man, the Church of Atheists.
May I remind everybody that
man,
we're
there's
not,
no booze in
we're
here.
not drunk.
I promise.
So yeah, my wedding was that blend, our wedding, since Andrew's sitting on the other side of the glass there. And it was, it was one of those, first of all, when it comes to booze, it was an Irish wedding.
Right,
So,
yeah.
we're
Bar open,
bar,
same here. Yeah, right.
first thing in the morning.
And good stuff. Like we were
there's-
like, don't serve that fucking bottom shelf.
Oh, no.
We picked from a cellar.
Oh, let me tell
right,
you,
yeah.
we flew in. We had to have one of Andrew's groomsmen. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me. I can't even remember where he had to get the champagne we wanted, which was, they don't make it anymore. It was a Moet and a Chandon, and it was called Nectar.
And you couldn't get it in
Nectar.
Ireland?
We couldn't get it in
Oh.
Ireland. It was not very common. It
Got
wasn't
it.
very widely available, but we found it somewhere in England, in London maybe, and one of Andrew's groomsmen just brought it over with him,
Oh, wow.
like on a boat. That was how adamant we were about
Right,
having
right.
that particular
That
champagne
one.
for cocktail hour.
Right.
Then our actual champagne was Billet Salmon,
Mm-hmm.
which is,
That used to be my
I
go-to.
mean, it was one of my favorites, and
Yeah.
the rosé we had for Andrew and I, and
That
then
was my
everybody else
go-to, that
just had the
rosé.
regular one.
Oh, I do that all the time. Oh my God. I keep the good stuff for me and I give everybody else that.
Yes.
My dad was like, I fucking admire that. He caught me at a birthday. We had people over and I'm like giving myself great champagne. Everybody's drinking like fucking cheap Chablis, like the cheap.
We
I'm
used to
like,
do that
fuck
all the
like,
time.
right? I'm like, they're not appreciated it anyway.
No, and it's
right?
and actually we have a couple of friends
That's funny.
who when they come to one of our big parties at our
Right.
house, we tell
You tell them where the stash
where
is.
the good stuff
Yes,
is, because
right.
if we're pouring like a case of champagne,
Oh my God.
I'm like, but we're
And
like,
a
we
lot
have
of
other
people
good
don't
stuff.
make the difference anyway.
Yes. Yeah,
That's funny.
exactly. So the wedding, our wedding was fraught with kinds of, my father was dying
Right.
first, so that made it very, very hard. My father died of ALS, or
remember.
motor neuron
Oh,
disease, and he was very near the end. At that time, in fact, he died 6 weeks after we got married, and there's something in me that believes that he was waiting around for that.
Just for it to,
day
yeah.
that he could be like, all right, you can peace out now. But it was crazy because the hospice wouldn't let him come to the wedding because they said for legal reasons, and I'm like, He's weeks away
From death.
What are you talking about? But we had to
Right.
sign a whole special thing.
Right.
My amazing mother-in-law organized a private ambulance because
Oh,
they
wow.
wouldn't transport him. But he really, really wanted to be there. And I'm
course.
so glad we made it happen because it was actually the last day I saw my father.
Right.
So it
Aw.
was like the last time I saw him was standing in the ruins of this church. We got married in the ruins of a church that is like, all my friends from New York were like, it's a fucking art directed movie. Like, it was
Right,
ridiculous.
gorgeous,
Ruins
right.
where the stained glass window used to be, you look out and it's the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm.
Up on a hill. It's the most
Mm-hmm.
magical place. But it's where my family have been buried for generations. That's where
Got
we used to
it.
go up to visit my grandparents' graves.
Mhm.
It's where my father is now buried. And so morbid, right? The whole thing. Anyway, everyone was like, why are you
Catholicism
getting
is
married
morbid.
at the graveyard? So
Right.
people in my town kept calling it the graveyard wedding. I was
funny.
like, stop calling it that. She's having
I can imagine you, like, the way you just said it, like, that sounded like the person who was drinking too much, like the mascara coming down the face. Stop calling it the graveyard wedding.
But here's the funny thing about my wedding. I did not.
Drink?
I drank, but I drank
Little.
maybe 2 glasses of
So
champagne.
I didn't get wasted
I
either.
did not. I did not. I was super on edge
Right.
the whole time.
Okay.
And yeah, we can go to my the honeymoon story too, because we were able to completely decompress. But the weddings are fucking stressful because
Mine
you
was
know
not,
why?
but
Oh, well,
why?
yours wasn't. Well, typically because it's family.
Everybody-
right?
oh,
it's
that.
family.
I
So
just ignored.
my father
I
being
didn't.
so ill.
I didn't invite most family. It was mainly friends. Handful of family.
Oh yeah,
That's the way to do it.
See,
I was in my 30s. So I was like, fuck
freaking
it.
large.
Plus, you were pregnant, so
family.
your hormones.
No, I
all over
wasn't
Oh, you
pregnant.
weren't pregnant yet. Oh,
No.
number 3, you were pregnant. Third wedding.
No, the third wedding didn't
To be,
happen because
right.
I was
Got it.
yes, and we'd been married twice at that point. I
At
was
this
like,
point,
we're
you're like,
all good.
there's no shotgun. You're like, you should put
I was
away your
like,
shotgun. There's
we're
no shotgun
done. No,
wedding.
it was like a year later,
Right,
and I was
right.
like, no,
You're fine.
But yeah, so I didn't drink a lot at my wedding because of all of the things that kept me on edge. Alcohol
Smart.
impacted my wedding in a big way. So
How?
my one of my brothers, who I've talked about many times, who
Right.
is an addict,
Right.
and he went on one of his famous
Bender?
3-4 week benders.
Oh, Jesus. 3-4 weeks.
Oh yes, sometimes they would last for weeks.
How can you pay for that? Who knows?
This is a different podcast
Oh,
for a
got
different
it.
time.
Right.
Anyway, he told us a couple of weeks before the wedding that he would not be making it, and he was a groomsman. So like that became a whole thing.
Right.
Then at my wedding, my other brother got so hammered, like people were worried about him.
Oh,
He
no.
was having a whole meltdown because my bridesmaid gave this speech talking about how amazing I was, and he got all mad about it, and I was like trying to calm him down. It was like it was just like
Yeah.
it was so much stuff. Then oh my god, that I had uninvited guests, like extended family. My mother is one of 13. My
Oh,
father is one of
shit.
9. We could not invite
No
everybody and their
way.
first
No
and all
way.
my first
No
cousins.
way. No
so we
way.
tried to keep it small to like 90 people, 85 people.
Right.
Anyway, a bunch of not invited
Showed
guests showed up. And my mother-in-law, who's like the calmest, kindest, sophisticated woman, she was like, who are they? And they're in these fascinators. They were so drunk by the end of the wedding. They were
no.
sitting. I have a photo of one of them on each of the priest's knees.
The excommunicated on mine is excommunicated, right? Is that
Excommunicated.
Oh, you do say the C on this one?
Yes, we do say the C on
All
this
right.
one.
Excommunicated.
He's
Man.
excommunicated. He didn't care.
He didn't
anyway,
care.
but like, I mean, could you just hear all the pieces of my wedding?
Oh my
How crazy it was,
God.
and I don't even have time to tell the story about the flowers in the wedding, where the local guy who was selling me the flowers was telling me I was spending too much money on flowers. He was like, Maxine, that's too. Andrew loves loves the phrase saucy, meaning expensive.
Oh,
He was
shit.
like, they're awful saucy now. You could just cut the hydrangeas around in the neighbors' houses the
But
day
he's
before.
selling you the flowers. Why does he
And
care?
he's telling me to go grab some scissors and cut the flowers for my own wedding the day before the wedding. He's like, they'll cost you nothing. Just go into the neighbors' gardens. I'm like, we're not going to do that.
We're not
okay?
gonna do that.
I'm going to buy the flowers as planned, and it's business for you, so you could stop
So
doing yourself out of the job. I don't know. Anyway, so cut to the end of the night. We got through it all. Andrew and I laughed our way through the ceremony because the priest, Father Ted, turned out to be crazy.
Oh, no.
Like he had, I think now looking back, I think maybe he had
Bipolar?
some kind of, like maybe early onset dementia.
Oh, no.
Something like he didn't remember. He said multiple things.
That made no sense.
Multiple times. No. It's like, and I had told him at the beginning of the day when we met him the day before, making a joke, I said, you could do this whole wedding Catholic light.
Right.
And he was like, what does that mean? and I was like, well, my husband's family are Jewish.
Jewish,
right?
yeah.
So let's not lean too heavily on the whole Jesus Christ thing. I was like, listen, they all believe the same thing in God, yada, yada. Like,
but Jesus is a sticky subject.
Lean into that. But I was like, Jesus is the thing
Get a
that we
little
don't have
sticky.
in common.
Right,
So
right.
like maybe don't say too much
leave
about
him
Jesus.
Right.
But I'm making a joke.
Right. So he was going on and on about Jesus.
No, he didn't ever say Jesus. So every time he came to the word Jesus
He would just
in the
skip.
Catholic Mass, which by the way is many, many fucking times.
There's a lot of
He
Jesuses.
stumbled over his words. He would go, and in the name of and then he would look at me and I'm like,
So you should have been
and
like,
my back is to the congregation.
you should have told
obviously.
him to replace it by bubble gum
I'm
or
like,
any.
you could have you say anything in the name of Lord, in the name of God, anything you want. But then he would get to
Just
it. And Andrew
blanks.
and I, we have video of us, and all the people in the back could see was our shoulders.
Oh my
just
God.
because we're like
So
holding each other's
ridiculous.
hands so tight because it is so funny. And then the son of the Lord, and then he would go, music. And we're like, what? And the string quartet is like, we don't have music here. What? And they're like, oh my God. And then we have
That is really funny.
we have the video camera of that looking
Right.
at my family
Right.
and my lovely, sweet aunt who's like so religious. And she's like this.
What's going on?
And then I'm like, and then the poor Jewish family are like, these people
Are
are
crazy.
crazy. I mean, so this was the ceremony.
That's really funny.
Then all the shit happens. Various things happen. People are drunk. It was a
Oh,
bit
no.
messy, the actual wedding.
Did your
But-
brother who suffers alcoholism ever show up?
Oh, no. He
Oh,
told me, he
okay.
was like, I'm not coming.
Okay,
I'm not
good.
coming.
All right.
He's like, I'm going to be drunk for
Right,
like 3
right.
weeks. And I was
Okay.
like,
Well,
okay,
there you
fair
go.
enough. So I'm glad it didn't happen on the day.
Right.
That's happened plenty of times, but not on my wedding day. So the late part of that was the best part of the wedding because I didn't drink.
Right.
I remember every single moment
Right.
of my wedding day.
Yeah.
Every
Right.
single minute. And I remember you just talked about dancing.
Right.
At the end, and I had the most beautiful wedding dress. This gorgeous, gorgeous princess gown.
Right.
Covered in tiny little white flowers.
Mhm.
And at the end of the night, I remember dancing with one of my favorite cousins, and we were dancing to Simple Minds
Everything.
and U2,
Yeah.
and just like going
For it.
crazy in my
Right.
massive princess gown. I did not change. I was still in the gown. I just
Oh,
take
I
it
didn't
off my
change
shoes,
either. Right.
and we partied until the wee
1, 2,
hours of the
right,
morning.
Yeah.
Here's the hilarious other part of alcohol in my wedding is my husband, sorry, Andrew, telling the story, got wasted.
Oh no.
So, and that is one of, I would say 3 times Andrew has been wasted since we've been married.
Right.
Versus my 300 times.
Right.
So he got wasted. And we have this very famous picture of him amongst our family and friends where he's sitting at the end of the night in this, we got married in this beautiful Georgian mansion that used to be derelict when I was going to school, and it
Okay.
got completely made over,
Oh,
and that's
wow.
where we got married. It's so gorgeous, called Crosshaven House. And Andrew, we have a picture of Andrew, and he's sitting in one of the chairs in this big grand living room with his. We had
Tuxedo
tuxedo.
or-
He had
yeah.
the thing; it's all
Off,
open,
open.
and he is drinking Bière Carsamon from the bottle.
At this point, you could have put anything in that bottle.
No,
You didn't care.
no, he did not know. He did not care. But so then okay, he's gonna kill me for telling the story. But then he couldn't get my wedding dress off
Oh my
because it was
God.
one of those,
Right,
you
right,
know,
with
it was
all
a
the
beautiful,
little
and it had
things.
all the hooks
Yeah, but
and
by the
eyes.
way, we all like, I mean, seriously, I'm sure now I'm going to look like an old fart, but we are not virgins now when we get
Yeah,
married.
I was.
You know, of course you were, but I did not get married in white. Mine was off-white because
Oh,
that
was
girl
it?
had been around the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
my point is, you're 30-something. In my case, anyway, is not a virgin.
Yes.
So, you know, you're
I'm
putting,
joking, by the way.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay,
I know
let's-
that. You know, it's 2, 3 in
And
the
for any
morning.
new listeners.
It's 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
The
no.
thought that
This
he was
is
going to
not the time.
carry me and have
Listen,
sex
again,
is not going
I
to
told you on the
happen.
last episode, I just started watching Bridgerton. So
And
her
what?
wedding night, like they're
They're doing it,
Yeah.
but I don't know anyone in
Yes,
their right
but
mind
that
that
poor
actually
girl didn't know
does
anything
it.
about anything or anything that was going to happen. Anyway, so that
Oh,
was
she was a true
so that was
virgin.
my wedding.
Right.
Hugely impacted by alcohol on so many fucking
That's so
levels.
funny. Mine wasn't too bad, but my honeymoon was.
Okay.
So no, the way I remember everything just like you. I did drink, but not for my account in excess. You know, and I
Yeah,
was sweating
yeah.
it dancing. So, you know, I remember like most things really. But on our honeymoon, I decided like most normal people usually go somewhere relaxing, right? But I'm like, relaxing? Fuck that. So I wanted to see the Himalayas.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I'm like, I'm not saying Mount Everest because that's going to make me upset because everybody's trashing it. So, but we did go hiking in the Himalayas for 3 weeks, then Tibet, and then we're coming out of Hong Kong. But the thing is, I had no.
So that's another place where there is a H.
There is an H.
There is.
In my head, I envisioned it like you stay in little villages. Obviously, they're going to be simple. I don't know Nepal to be very wealthy. And then you go for hikes. That's in my brain
Okay.
how things were working. Don't work out this way.
Oh.
Oh, no. Like the roads are the hikes. Like you take a little puddle plane from Kathmandu. They fly you at 11,000 feet at the lowest village because there's no roads between these two things, really. And from there, you walk through villages hiking because there are no roads. The paths that you're hiking.
You're hiking to where's your fucking luggage?
So
Sorry.
that's the thing. So great question because I'm going
Because in my head, I'm like, where's my stuff?
That's where the alcohol comes. So check this out. So first of all, we're going to go 3 weeks in the Himalayas because I'm going to go look at these mountains, right? And I'm going to go hiking.
That is a long time for
No
mountains
shit.
and hiking.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm 35. I'm like I don't think about these things. And I remember we bought hiking boots. And because obviously it's a travel agency that has to book you. You can't
Okay.
just go by yourself.
I see.
And we were like, we need to practice, right? We were like having cocktails in Brooklyn. Someone goes, you guys big hikers? I'm like, yeah, not particularly. And they're like, you're going to the Himalayas? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, you might want to break in your boots. I'm like, good fucking point. So the next day we went to Bear Mountain, like right outside of New York.
Same.
We didn't even make it to the top.
Himalayas, Bear.
We
fun.
did an hour and we figured that's good. Boots don't hurt. We're good.
You're like, I am ready.
So then I started reading about it a little bit and I'm like, shit, it looks pretty like, it's pretty like simple living, right? They have electricity, but it's like generators and shit. So I'm like, booze. So Brooks was like, I don't know, they might not have booze. He wasn't worried. I'm like, oh, excuse me, what? So I got ordered in over
There's
15.
no DoorDash. What the hell?
Over 15 half bottles of good red wine.
Okay.
Because I thought I knew we're going to have yaks, to carry our shit with Sherpas, like big cows.
Yes.
Okay. But I didn't want them to carry our wine because I felt bad. So I was going to carry it on my backpack. So we got there
Well, you didn't want the yak to carry your wine.
No, I didn't want the people. It turns out when we got there, we did not have yaks, Brooks and I, because we're just 2 people. But we had a crew of 15 people carrying our shit. So they were carrying all my
15?
wine. Yes, because you have to carry your food, what you're going to cook with, everything. It's like a canoe trip in the mountains without a canoe. So everything you put in your
Wow.
mouth has to be
I
carried.
mean, also none of this is saying honeymoon to me, but go on.
No, so much so that there's a lot of crazy hikers that like are doing their bucket list shit. It had gone around the trails that it was this crazy couple that were honeymooning in the Himalayas. So one day we're like hiking and some white guy walked by us. He heard us speak English and French. He goes, "Wait a minute, you guys, the honeymooners?" Like, yeah, gone around the circuit. There was these crazy assholes. Anyway, my point is we drank our way through the Himalayas. People don't do that because we went all the way to 16,000 feet. It's
Wow.
very, very like...
You're wasted after one glass of wine.
I wasn't.
Oh, I would
So,
be.
and I was so worried. Now, we had a few events where we probably were playing with our life, like events where I couldn't breathe anymore because of the altitude, but we're drinking this really good. No, it's bad. And sometimes we'd sleep in lodges where they had a little general store and they had booze. And I was so worried of running through my stash of 15 half bottle of wines that I would still buy wine in the general store. And I was keeping my 15 half bottle
supply
as like emergency.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
So we drank our way through it, and we didn't die, but a couple of times it was like counterindicated. Let's just say it was not the smartest thing, but I did. Brooks a few times I was like, I can't drink. I don't even feel good sober in this fucking 16,000. Then I was like, I need something to forget where I'm at. And then what I did, which was ridiculous, at some point we get into this one little town. Again, you're just walking. There's no you're in the mountains, right? So from town to town is hiking.
So I'm sorry, the people in the towns and the general store people, they don't have...
No.
They're just walking
When they
everywhere
want to
every day.
get off the mountain, they walk for 3 or 4 days, and then they get to that town where we got brought in an airplane. And from that town, you can hike down and catch a bus that's going to take 2 days to go to Kathmandu. No, you're fucking remote. If you break something, you're fucked. I hadn't thought about any of this before we went. It's a good thing.
Yes,
because
something happens to you, you're dying.
Yeah, you're dying.
Okay.
We got airlifted out. Oh, that's another fun. No, we got stranded. Oh, in an helicopter, airlifted, an old Russian helicopter from the 60s. Brooks wanted to kill me.
This
Brooks
is during the
wanted
honeymoon.
Yeah, this is the honeymoon. Oh, it started better because talking of booze, you have to get to Nepal, which is a faraway place. So there's no direct flight to Kathmandu. So we had several ways to go through it. A lot of the flights, I don't want people like sending you hate mail about what I'm going to say. These are my personal feelings.
Okay.
A lot of the flights were going to Bangkok and Thailand, and there's 2 reasons I didn't want to go there. Number one, I'm highly allergic to shellfish, shrimp, and everything's got shrimp in it. I didn't want to deal with it. But most importantly, in my head is a lot of people that go there to have sex with young children, and it grosses me out. There's a big I know it happens in other countries. Like people are like, it's up. Yes, I know. But there's a commerce there, and like people like here go there for that, and I'm just disgusted. So I didn't want to go through Bangkok for that. So we're forced to go through the other way, and one of the way was through Oman.
Okay, yeah.
And Brooks has lived there. His parents were diplomats. So we went to Oman on our honeymoon in a 5-star hotel. I mean, Oman is gorgeous. Except it was a Ramadan. And you can't drink anywhere. So we were forced to drink in our hotel room. So I was like spending most of the time in our hotel room. So they thought we were having mad sex. No, it's just like drinking. So, because you can't drink in public during the Ramadan.
Yeah, no, I know.
So I didn't know that. But anywho, so my booze story during the honeymoon is that I schlepped the 15 bottles of wine through the Himalayas, drank all of them and some. And then, that's not related to booze, but on our way out, after like 2.5 weeks of hiking, we were going to go to Tibet, and we got stranded because the town that you can get out with a little Cessna plane is exactly where the clouds hang out, and they hang out a lot in that altitude. So for 3 days in a row, you were clouded in. So being the New Yorker, everybody was stranded. And it's raining and it's mud, and like I'm going to town like from our little hotel in mud every day, and I'm getting that fucking satellite, phone. I'm calling California, the people that and I'm like giving them shit, and I see the very rich Japanese people coming in private helicopter. So after 3 days, I'm like, get me a fucking helicopter, I'm going crazy. So, and it was funny because in our inn, there were other people there from California, and they were all like, chill, peace out, man. And I'm like the New Yorker going nuts, like drinking booze like nonstop. But when I got that old Russian helicopter, like they were pushing me out of the way to get in there. And I was like, no, get that mama first. Now there's this big Russian helicopter that they went to war with. The year before it fell, everybody died. There was a diplomat from DC. Okay, had made the news.
Not that same helicopter, obviously.
Same brand,
okay.
Same era, same everything.
Yes.
And actually, as you flew, you saw the wreck.
Oh my!
It was great.
God.
And so Brooks, and they were filling gas, and the guy had a cigarette in his mouth, the pilot, as he's supervising someone filling gas. And I said to Brooks in English, I go, fuck, he's going to blow us up. The guy's like, no, don't worry, chicken curry. Don't worry, chicken curry is what he said to me. I was like, oh, I'm good. And then, we get on the we get on the helicopter. Brooks closed his eyes, and like the helicopter was swaying like this. And I'm like, oh my God, Brooks, look, there's a funnel cloud over there. There's a funnel cloud, like a tornado cloud coming not far from us. And Brooks never gets mad. He's always so patient. Like I could do no wrong. But that day, I'm like, Brooks, look. He's like, I kid you not. One more word from you. I kid you not.
He's like, I need you.
I
need to be alive.
And then he was like,
and then we're going to talk.
He goes, what happened to fucking Bermuda, huh? What happened to Bermuda? He was so mad.
Well,
so mad.
Let me tell you, that is the craziest, awfulest honeymoon I could ever have dreamed up for me. You want to know where we went?
But let me just say, then we went to Tibet, which was not adventurous. And every night before we went to bed, even though it was just the two of us on a honeymoon, the lady at downstairs would call Brooks and say, Mr. wants massage? Every night. And I was like, he's on his fucking honeymoon. Stop calling. Every night. Hello, Mr. wants massage.
But were you not getting offered the massage?
No, just Brooks. It was sex massage.
Wait, what?
I think so. At 10:30 at night, Mr. wants massage.
What, in the hotel?
Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
It was 2007, different times. It was a weird honeymoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, so at least I get to tell you the super boring honeymoon that I had.
So where did you go?
We went to the Maldives.
Oh, I'm dying to go before they sink.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And because our wedding, destination wedding, the whole like getting people from America, organizing the excommunicated priest, all of that. And then, my father and my family, like it was so. The day after the wedding, we had a brunch and Andrew and I got on a plane. We flew via Paris.
Oh, nice.
We went to Paris and then from Paris to Dubai to the Maldives. So that was our
Maldives
wedding.
Is nice.
It is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. It was so amazing. And it was, I would say, as far on the opposite side of the spectrum to your honeymoon as one could possibly
I would
design.
Imagine. That's what literally Brooks wanted.
We went into one of those water like huts that like jutted out into the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
And like our bathroom had a clear thing so you could like see the fish underneath you. And I will say the Irish girl in the Maldives struggled.
Why?
It is so hot.
Oh, is it that hot?
I mean, there were days it was 105 degrees. Like I couldn't even go outside.
Okay.
Like I had full length linen things down to my wrists.
See, rich people suffer too. I was at 55 degrees with high winds, but look at you, right? We were both living the same shit, different situation.
No, I will take my situation any day of the week over that crazy helicopter almost dying.
And you know what I did? And I know, like, you're not going to believe this. I'm not trying to be funny. I kid you not, Jesus, the one you're not allowed to talk about, is my witness. We hit a town that had a little, like, market.
Yeah.
And that used books, right? And I picked up this book called Into Thin Air. I had no idea what it was about. It said it was about the Himalayas. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
And Brooks sees that. He's like, you sure you want to read that? And I was like, it's about the Himalayas. Do you know what Into Thin Air is?
No.
I did. Okay, so it's not just me. I think it was like big in the U.S., but not outside the U.S. So it's the book about a true story. This American guy went to an excursion to Mount Everest, and he's the only one that came back to say the story. Everybody fucking died. And it's a true story. And I'm reading it. And I'm
As
like
you're going
having
into the
panic
Himalayas.
attacks. Like at night, like there's no electricity. And I'm like, Brooks, please turn on the flashlight. He's like, you need to stop reading this, but I need to know what happened. He's like, they all died, Isabelle. Stop reading it. Like, and they're describing mountains that we're going to. I mean, he's like really freaky. It was really freaky.
Oh my God.
It was really freaky. But once you start reading it and you're there, you can't stop,
I don't
right?
know. I think, yeah.
It was, that was not good.
You made me think of when you mentioned Ramadan that I have another amazing wedding story.
The Pakistan
because
one.
I went to a wedding in Pakistan.
Right.
And that was, I mean, the most eye-opening. I'm the biggest fan of travel because I feel like there's no better education than going into someone else's culture and society and seeing how they live and being a part of it. So it was I was just out of law school, actually. So my friend, she was my best friend in law school, and she had first an arranged marriage.
Oh, geez.
And she called off the arranged marriage weeks before the wedding. And then this was another marriage, and he had to convert from Catholicism to Islam.
That's a big step.
This is a very, very large step.
That's a big step.
This is not Catholicism to Episcopalian.
Episcopalian. That one was easy.
No, that is not that. This is Catholicism to Islam.
That's a big one.
It was a big step. Anyway, very much a part of this was her parents and her need. I mean, she was a practicing Muslim, but to a degree. I mean, we got wasted in law school together. She wasn't dry,
right?
But Pakistan is a dry state,
so
you're not allowed to drink. Da, da, da. But then I learned all about how it depends on whether or not you're allowed to drink. So we got to the wedding, and a whole group of us went from London, and it was the most extraordinary. She had all of our traditional dress made. It was truly one of the most beautiful things. The colors, nothing is white.
Right.
Like everything is bright, and the marigolds and the roses, like everything is just so incredibly vibrant. Anyway, we would go to all these events. We checked into a hotel, and when you check into the hotel, you have to declare your nationality and your religion.
Oh, you're kidding.
So
I would lie, man.
As long as you weren't
I'd be
Pakistani
like
or a Muslim, they didn't give a shit.
Oh, okay.
So
they only cared about those.
You were international. If you were an international guest, then you could. And we were just out of law school. I was a high-flying executive already. I had this like beautiful suite, and my boyfriend at the time, we had this gorgeous room. And when you got to, there's no alcohol in the room.
Right.
But then if you signed in and showed your passport and signed a contract that you were not going to give the alcohol
to any Muslims,
right, they would fill your room with any alcohol you wanted. We got up to our room. I did like a list like you do at an all-inclusive. I will be like, I will have this, I will have this, I will have that. So they filled our room. And because we had this big room, our room became the pre-event party room, right? So everyone would come to our room and have gin and tonics and champagne, and then go to the official wedding events where you were not allowed to drink. Except that at the end of each of these various different ceremonies, which were extraordinarily beautiful, the men got taken into another room.
Of course they do. Brooks told me about that in Oman.
So all of our boyfriends got taken into another room
where they drink,
where they got fucking top tier whiskey, wine, cigars. So can you imagine me?
That's another
reason.
Can
you imagine this being told to me? By the way, my boyfriend was at the time I was taking care of him. Like I was paying for the room.
I understand that.
I was paying for the flights.
And you're like,
so I was like, hold on a second. I paid for this whole goddamn excursion, and he gets to go in there and have wine and champagne. And he was like, I can't not go. Like, I have to. All of our boyfriends were taken into these rooms. And I was like, I was so horrified.
Another reason to dislike alcohol, right? Whereas
I
like,
thought you were going to say.
you know what I mean? This is what.
I thought you were going to say the religion, but
Oh, that
but
that too.
listen, I could not believe that there was a line in the sand which was based on your gender.
That's
and you can
crazy.
go in that room and you can drink all you want.
And by the way, I don't blame Muslim religion for that. I blame the culture of these countries, which is completely different.
Yes, you're absolutely
I
right.
don't think
You're absolutely
Islam
right.
does that. I think culturally, certain places are still misogynistic.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes.
And they're not just Middle Eastern places. I can name a lot of other countries that
I
are
mean,
nowhere close to there,
do
including ours.
you want to talk about the one we're living in right now?
That's what I was going to say,
yeah, exactly.
right? So,
but it was such a crazy experience to be, and of course at that time I was like, well, then I'm going back to my room because I'm
no
tired,
shit.
where I'm going to be having all the gin and frickin'
That's what I would have
champagne
done too.
that I want. No,
Yeah.
and obviously I couldn't leave certain ceremonies and
Right.
things because I wanted to be there for my
course,
friend.
right.
But I was like, God damn it, it was so annoying. The other thing that was so amazing about that was I am, as you know and can see if you're watching, the white, freckly Irish girl.
You're pretty white.
I'm pretty white,
Yeah.
and I'm really freckly,
Right.
and I've got this hair that is unusual in a lot of places.
Right.
It was when I went in the pool back then in
They
my
were freaking
30s in my
out.
bikini. People were taking photos of me.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Like I was
A
like a
thing.
little thing in a zoo. Like it was so fucking weird.
That's
and
so weird.
people also, by the way, so the men were taking photos of me.
Right.
The women thought I was ugly.
Oh, wow.
Like a couple of the women, local women, had been like, "Oh my God, she's so like her boyfriend's so attractive, but she's like because these freckles
They just like
and then
not
they
their
were like
idea
and
of
my light
beauty.
eyes and my
Right.
pale skin. It was like they were
Wow.
like, ew, no."
They
so
recessive genes.
I'm like, yeah. So, but listen, I was talking to a wedding planner the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling me, and I actually wrote a few of the things down because it's kind of crazy.
Actually, I went to my sister's wedding, and I was 19 days sober.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was fine, but it was a little
So
different.
your sister just got married?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yes, she just got married. She has a kid from someone else.
Okay.
People in Quebec don't get married.
Okay.
By
A lot of-
culture anymore.
okay.
I'm the weirdo. I always wanted to get married. It was important to me. I remember all my friends are like, "You're getting married? Why? Like people don't get married." And my sister probably got the gene,
Yeah.
got passed down. She also wanted to get married to the right person.
Yes.
So she had a child, maybe not with the right person to marry, but the right person to have a child. Is a beautiful, fantastic
Yes.
father.
Yeah.
But found finally at 48 years old, like the perfect man, and got married like traditional. Well,
Yes.
like with she wasn't wearing a dress, but in white and
Yeah.
a wedding,
Oh,
right?
amazing.
Yes.
So this happened 19 days
Sober.
Oh, wow. So how
Yes.
was your first? I haven't been to a wedding yet that hasn't had since I've quit drinking.
It was.
Oh, so I still have a first. I was like, I've done all my first.
I
haven't
was
done a
still,
first
I
wedding.
wasn't. It was either 19 or 29.
Okay,
There was a
super early.
Early. It was October. I quit in September. So that gives you an idea. Yeah, I quit the 9th of September. This was the 12th of October.
Okay. Wow.
So I think the actual event was completely fine, but the apprehension, there was some apprehension.
Yeah.
Because the Thanksgiving thing, if nobody guessed, that happened with my sister, right?
Oh, okay.
So I was a little apprehensive,
About not
so,
drinking at the wedding.
right? Like,
Yeah.
what if again, what if I leave too early and then that's the problem,
yeah.
or I don't dance enough and that's the problem, and it was all in my head.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
saying that was the part that was the most uncomfortable.
So how did you do at the wedding? You were
at the
fine?
wedding, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was completely
Did
fine.
you bring NA stuff?
So yes, at the time I was not introduced yet to non-alcoholic wines. I didn't discover
Okay.
them, but I discovered Toast,
Okay.
which is local
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So I brought some, and they were and it's so funny because I've been complaining in Quebec about how ungracious restaurateurs have been.
Yes.
This was in a restaurant in a hotel, so same laws,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not tell you how gracious they were. And
About
not only,
providing,
right,
yeah.
not only had my sister been gracious because she had come to me and she's like, I have options for you, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, thank you so much. So without my asking her, she had already made provision. I can't remember what they were, but she had made provision for non-alcoholic stuff, which was so sweet. And I had also brought the toast with me, and I went to the bartender, and he's like, oh, no problem. I'm going to stash it here for you in that bucket, right? And
Amazing.
now that I'm telling that to you, I wonder, toast is an adaptogen.
Yeah.
It's not NA1.
No, it's not.
The same, when you think about it in terms of alcohol level, it's the same shit. But it's
branded differently.
Branded differently.
Yeah, like my kids drink toast.
Right.
They're not going to drink
but it's
the
an
Society
So
de la
I
Rossi.
wonder if
that was the reason.
The problem, right? If it's an NA champagne, NA wine.
I feel like it's ridiculous.
And I know, but I have
Can
a
you
feeling...
bring alcohol into restaurants in Quebec?
Well,
because some states don't allow you.
Last time I checked, if you have a special bottle, and you have to pay a corking fee.
Yes. So then I don't know why you can't bring NA.
But they were telling me like, no, you can't do that either. It needs a special permit. I don't know. I'm not... But that's got alcohol in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so at that wedding, it went fine. And my sister was so gracious about my needs, like without my even bring it up. And then they were so awesome. And, you dance and then things are fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I haven't been to a wedding. But so I was just about to say, my friend who's an event planner is doing 2 weddings this summer. One, 0 alcohol.
Oh, Jesus.
Like they have decided they don't want, and I said, what? She was like, neither of them drink.
Okay.
And they don't want drinking to be the thing that is the center of attention at the wedding. That is like a huge.
Wow.
So I was then very curious, and I did a little research.
So what, did she, tell me.
So only 6% of people plan fully dry weddings, fully sober. But this is what she told me about the other wedding, is that the bar is going to be 50-50. And then I looked up that stat. The 0 proof bar options are up 56% in weddings.
I wonder that wedding that they decided to go dry, I wonder how the people are dealing. If like, excuse me, I have the burpees. Excuse me. If when I was drinking, I'll be honest, if someone invited me to a wedding and it's not Muslim, so there's no religious excuse not to drink, I would have been really annoyed, and I would have had booze in my room, and I would have sauced.
Yeah.
That would have annoyed the shit out of me when I was drinking. Yeah. I'm admitting it. So I wonder how the other people are feeling.
But so I had...
Not that it matters, but
I
I'm
had
curious.
a cousin get married last year or a couple of years ago to... a Muslim girl.
Right.
And they like, so what would you, what's the difference, right? If someone says to you, my wedding is non-alcoholic, period.
Right.
You're saying you wouldn't be mad if it was because it was an Islamic wedding?
I would still be annoyed.
But you would be mad if they just told you.
It would be the same thing. I wouldn't be mad. I would be annoyed in both cases. In both cases, I'd have booze in my room. In both cases, I'd go sauce myself for certain. Yeah. In one case, I would be more annoyed because I'd be like, oh my God, you're so annoying. In the other case, I'd be like, she doesn't have a choice as a religion thing.
Right.
That's a difference.
Yeah. But listen, here's the other thing,
back in the day.
I mean, I get it. You've been to all the parties at my house and all the dinners at my house. I have both. Like, I'm not on a mission to make everybody quit drinking.
I like both. But I understand they don't want to pay for the shit.
Yeah, well, and that is the other thing. Right. The cost to young couples is one of the big reasons. The cost of the bar, I thought I'd look that up. I went down a research rabbit hole. And like the cost of the alcohol at a wedding is often the highest percentage, more than the food, more than the flowers, more than the music. And so if you're making the choice because of budget, then, pre-party guys, I guess. But I feel like that's super extreme.
Right.
I love the fact that 56% of weddings, they're up 56%. So
I like that because I do feel that there are a lot of people, like alcohol didn't bring anything to me anymore. And there's a lot of reason I don't want to drink at all. But if I could drink 2 glasses a week, which I cannot, there's not a doubt in me. But let's say I were my mother, right? Yes. I would like
to have the option.
Have the option. Exactly. Yeah. Like I feel that people like my mom, there's not a lot of them, but they are out there. There are people that can take it or leave it.
Yes.
And those people enjoy their celebratory glass of champagne at a
Yes.
wedding. So, and by the way, the cost now, unless you're going to have zero alternatives, just water, non-alcoholic wine is expensive too.
Yeah.
So I think I would go with, I like the bar that's got both options.
Yeah, I
like
think, I
that.
mean, I really think, and my friend Tiffany, who works in the wedding industry or is doing weddings, like she said that's what they're seeing
Right.
throughout the industry is the option, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
And even people that drink will, like, for instance, my mother was like, I use her a lot by an example because she's so cute. And my sister too, she's like, she told me the other day, she's now 3 days a week not drinking and she loves her NA wine. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't like the same I do. She has
Yeah.
a Canadian brand.
Yes.
My point is a lot of people that are still drinking are
drinking
mindful
less.
of the quantities.
One of my friends
Yes.
the other day, she said the same thing to me. She was like, "Oh, I love this Oddbird. I keep it now in my fridge
To mix
and
it
she's
up.
like, during the week, instead of having a martini, I'm having a glass of this."
Right.
And it's reducing the amount that you're drinking.
So that if you have a wedding and you have both options, presumably people that can drink in moderation have a glass or two, and then they switch.
And they can switch.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like the option of both.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
love
mean?
it. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, those are our wedding stories. I can't wait to go. I don't think I have any weddings coming up.
I love a wedding. I'm a wedding whore.
I love a wedding.
I'll befriend anyone that's getting married and having a party just to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love a good party, as you know, and I love to
Get
get
dressed
a reason to dress up.
up. Yeah.
But I didn't get to tell you about our other two weddings, our other one wedding, because we didn't get to have the
Right.
third one. Our second wedding was because
Where was
this
it?
is pretty funny.
Where was
It's
it?
because after the debacle of the
Yeah.
wedding at the graveyard,
Yeah.
the
The graveyard
graveyard
wedding.
my mother-in-law, who, as you know, I adore,
Right.
we got back to New York and she was like, "I'm not sure you're married."
Oh, no. No. I love that. That had not met the sniff test for her. She's like,
she was
"Yeah,
like,
no.
I'm not comfortable.
This
I
is
really
not-
don't
I don't think you guys
have
have closed the
actually tied
deal."
the knot.
Right.
I don't
Oh,
think.
shit.
So she's like, I
That's
have
funny.
a really good friend who's a judge, and we're going to make an appointment, and
No.
we're going to go down to New York City Hall, and we're going to get you properly married. Okay,
That's
so we
hysterical.
seriously had a second wedding,
Right.
which was amazing. I was like, absolutely, I'm
Yes.
marrying my best friend. I'll have as many fucking parties
That's what
as
I
you
did with
want.
Brooke's two
No
weddings.
problem.
Yeah.
So I had a whole new dress.
Yeah.
I had a hat. We did it just a few of us in.
Right.
Well, it was just four of us. Six of us in the judge's office. It was the most elegant affair. And then we went to Boulou, Daniel
Yeah, I
Boulou,
love Boulou, yeah.
down there, and we drank so much wine at that dinner. They took all the labels off the bottles, and Daniel Boulou signed the menu.
Oh, wow.
That's how much money we spent in his
Jesus.
restaurant that day. I think there was 10 of us for dinner. So that was that wedding. And then the third wedding that had been planned was because, again, my darling mother-in-law was like, we need to have one more party because all of the New Yorkers that didn't go to Ireland
Oh, right.
should be allowed to celebrate this year. I mean, she was so happy we were getting married.
Right,
Like
right.
it was.
She was like, let's make
She
it
was like, let's
proper.
have one more big
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
And I was like, absolutely. But then I booked this amazing job where I was in South Pacific with Lincoln Center, and we
Yes.
went out on tour. And I said, okay, I've got to do this job. And she was like, absolutely. We'll do it when you come back off this contract.
Right.
However, during that contract, my husband was coming out and spending weekends with me all
So you
over
got
the country.
pregnant.
and
You
I
got knocked up.
pregnant. so when I got pregnant and I came back to New York on one of my breaks, and we took her for lunch, and like having a grandchild obviously trumps everything.
Right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I said, we have some news for you. And I told her, and I said, and now, and she was so happy, she started crying. And then I was like, so we don't think we're going to be doing another wedding because like we've
Right.
sealed the deal. There's a child coming.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
we're
it.
done. So we never had the third wedding.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But
So look at us. Like another thing we have in common. Two
We had
weddings.
two weddings.
The same kind of wedding. A big one, except we did reverse. That's so funny,
Yeah.
right?
And we each respectively I love my husband, obviously,
my
but I also
God.
love yours. So
Oh, yeah,
cheers
he's
to
the
that.
best.
So if
Yes.
you're getting through wedding season, friends, hopefully
Invite us.
Hopefully, invite
Because I
Isabelle.
love
and
weddings.
I mean, that's funny, given that you fucking hate Easter, but you're all about a wedding.
Well, first of all, unless they're Jewish, they're not on a Sunday, so you're not working the next day.
Okay.
You get to wear proper clothes. You get to dance on a dance floor with a DJ, food.
All right, I need to just throw a different Easter party next year so that we
If
have
it's on a Sunday, if you have,
Oh, right, yes.
it's a Sunday business. By the way,
Actually, one of my friends, we do Easter Eve.
So, and by the way, certain countries like Canada used to do it, and Europe used to have Monday off. That's a
Oh my
proper
gosh,
fucking holiday.
I just talked to you about this a
Yeah,
couple
like,
of weeks
I'm like,
ago. Do you remember?
What kind
So
of?
I've actually blocked out Easter Monday on my calendar for 2027.
Yeah.
Because I forget, and then stuff gets put on it, and I'm like, what?
No,
Like,
it's like Good Friday.
correct.
Listen, I don't like
Friday,
Easter.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, holidays.
That's
right,
why
we're doing
like
that. We're doing that next
who
year.
works the day after a holiday? Anyway.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. That was fun. So yeah, if you're going out into the world for weddings this season, hopefully you're going to have non-alcoholic options. So thanks for listening to us. Again, we hope we've made you laugh. I think those wedding stories are so diverse and so y'all never forget your honeymoon.
Don't go to the Himalayas.
Don't go. No, apparently not. Yeah, keep listening. Please share the episodes if you've enjoyed them. Send us your questions and your comments. We're so grateful that we're resonating with so many of you, and we appreciate you tuning in. I'm Maxine. I'm happy alcohol free.
I'm Isabelle. I'm happy as fuck.
And we will see you on the next episode.